Hello everyone and welcome to the Planar Bureau. Thank you for joining us for an evening of Dungeons and Dragons. I'm Sean, he, him, and I will be your Dungeon Master tonight. Tonight's offering is the first in what I'm hoping could be a series of one-shots inspired by well-known songs. Well, what song, do you ask? Well, you'll just have to wait until the end of the show to find that out. If it is any consolation to you, our players have also not been told and will be puzzling it out themselves for the next 3 hours. Speaking of our players, please could you introduce yourselves, your pronouns, and a little bit about your character. And it is at this point that I will say that I asked everyone to roll to work out who was going to go in order. And in case he doesn't get another one throughout the game, Mike got a natural 20 here. So
I'm saving it. Good karma. Hi, I'm Mike. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm playing Picket Scout. Furbolg, safety conscious ranger. But we'll see how that manifests in this game. Yeah. And I wasted 20.
Never a waste.
Makes it perfect to then introduce me. Hello, I'm Tom, he, him. I'm playing Hannah, who is a tragedy bard. I'm finally embracing the tragedy. Because, folks, if people roll nat ones, that's great. I get to embrace it. I get bardic inspiration for tragedy. He is a Asimar. Yeah, he's here for a good time and also a bad time. We'll see how it works out.
It's me next, right?
yes, that's right.
Cool. Hi, I'm Evie, I use her pronouns, and I am playing Trey, short for Training Dummy, who is a Warforged Way of the Shadow Monk, who was last seen on your Roll Together streams many eons ago in Vile Shadows and a Honeyed Smile. And they're up to new hijinks.
Super duper. Last but not least, with sadly not on that one that can be used for inspiration at this point, but nonetheless, I am and remain David Shears, go by he, him, and today I have the pleasure of bringing back Torvald von Liechtenstein, who has fallen on sad, but we hope temporary times. Can I remember his accent? Can I remember how to play this game? Will I roll higher than a 5? All this and more, we'll find out soon.
Fantastic. And, with all of our characters and players nice and introduced, here's a word from our sponsors.
Check out our sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for carefully crafted click-clack math rocks for use in your favorite TTRPGs. Phoenix Dice work with recycled goods, meaning their products and packaging are all made from sustainable materials. You can go to phoenixdice.com to check their entire selection, and if you put !dice in the chat right now, you can enter yourself into a raffle with the chance to win some dice for yourself.
Thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. You can join for as little as one of your local currencies by following the link in chat or in the description below. Our D20 Club are the best. They have created a fan Discord for us, as well as a wiki page to keep track of all the Roll Together stories. Well, you can find that at rolltogether.fandom.com.
We are delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a cross-platform Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, games, and live streams into a single grand adventure. You can select your heroes and formation, then battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. Oh, there's also a code in the overlay below. Enter it in-game and you'll get yourself a delicious free Electrum chest.
Check out our amazing supporters at Elderwood Academy, who make beautifully crafted gaming-themed accessories, including spellbook deck boxes disguised as ancient arcane tomes, hex chest dice boxes, and scroll and codex dice towers and rolling tray pairings. You can make your own with their online designer at elderwoodacademy.com.
You can find us across social media by searching for Roll Together RPG or by following the links in chat or in the description below. If you can't join us live and you want to see our previous episodes, you can catch up straight afterwards on Twitch, YouTube, or your favourite podcast provider by searching for Roll Together RPG.
Since we are in the festive period of time where gifts are bestowed in abundance, if you are feeling charitable this year, please don't forget about local charities near you. They are a little smaller than the big ones, so they don't often get as much reach. Speaking of local charities, one that is near and dear to me is Saving Yorkshire's Dogs. I got my retired rescue greyhound from there, but they look after loads of canines. They really try to help dogs that are at risk. They have a saying that there's no such thing as a bad dog, and they never put healthy dogs down. We are going to put a link to their Just Giving page in Twitch chat shortly. And if you're in the giving mood, please donate to them via the link in Twitch chat. Or, of course, consider giving to other local charities near you.
Finally, we run queer-friendly tables and encourage and support trans and GNC players and characters in our games. Our players and DM may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own. We aim to avoid misgendering, but acknowledge that it does happen. We welcome corrections, and we have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. Check out !safety in chat for content warnings and some of the safety tools that we use through the TTRPG Safety Toolkit.
And with that, let's begin. So, you are all members of an organization called the Planar Bureau, a group not unlike the Super Secret Agency or the Gatecrashers, who investigate strange activity occurring on different planes. Your commanding officer, Bergen Cursed Pines, gave you a briefing which was, as ever, brief. Go to the town of Bonham and talk to the owner of the big mansion there. Something strange is afoot, and it makes me wonder if something larger is going on. Disembarking from the Planar Bureau's Spelljammer, a simple grey airship with the Bureau symbol, a box containing their initials emblazoned on it, you arrive in a town that appears to be completely deserted. So, who thinks they might have stepped off the Spelljammer first?
I think it's measuring the gap between the Spelljammer and the floor and making sure the correct watch your step signs have been placed up. So he's just stood there with a mallet and like a wooden sign. He's got like a bag full of multiple different signs, and he's currently knocking it into the ground with this wooden mallet that says, please mind your step.
Nice.
And Torvald would be proceeding with the utmost care, having, to some extent, got used to his newly larger proportions, but still very conscious of the genuine danger of crushing others underfoot. I mean, he's about 9 foot tall at this point. Very stoopy.
Just about fit in the airship as well. Like it was very kind of okay.
Oh yeah. It's just, he's had to be limber in ways he'd never previously envisaged having to be.
Doing Pilates back at the base. Just like, yeah, very. Okay, then I guess I'll go next. So Hane will also very carefully. He's rushed downstairs before, and he knows that doesn't work out. He knows Pickett will get very, very cross. So. Taking it one step at a time, planting his feet on the bottom, and then
with Vornvold being so big, he's probably those plain waddles. He's probably like using them to sort of like guide Vornvold off, whether necessary or not.
Trey, go on.
I think following this, Trey will kind of stand at the door, take a deep breath of the new air. What does it smell like?
I think that's going to be a perception roll.
Ooh, okay.
One can perceive with one's nose.
10.
10. You don't pick up anything particularly different or off about this world. Some kind of planes do have a weird smell, like parts of the Feywild might smell quite sweet or cinnamony. Bits of the Shadowfell just smell off, and you can't tell quite why. This plane seems to be normal, fairly typical kind of material plane style plane. This one, so I think that's probably what your 10 described is just an average world.
In the doorway, Trey's shoulders droop a little bit at their meager 7 foot tall, and suddenly go, oh well, and skips down the stairs with absolutely no caution, probably crushing a little bit of the stairs or a sign in the process.
I think it doesn't say anything. You just notice like a small nosebleed. Just
Oh no, you are bleeding from your nose. Do you require assistance?
no, it's okay. It's fine.
I say, old man, an injury this early in the game. That's rather poor. Please do. I hand him a pocket handkerchief. How tragic of you. There you go.
I'm getting my sign.
That seems the best idea, old man.
So as you have disembarked, you survey the scenery around you, and you can see that Bonham seems to be this small village dominated by a large manor house at kind of the western end of the town. You kind of have to make your way through this little hamlet on your way to it, and you see hide nor hair of any residents around. The place is deserted. You walk by a couple of places that appear to be shops with large glass windows to better display their wares. You look in one of them, which appears to be an apothecary of sorts. Kind of there's potions in the window, and a trick of the glass means that as you're kind of looking into this shop window, you marvel at this kind of illusional effect that your reflection is kind of slightly imperfectly imposed, kind of slightly above and to one side of you, and kind of descends into the darkness of the shop, infinitely into the shadows. But even peering into this shop window, you still see no sign of anyone.
What are we thinking? A public holiday? Everyone at the beach or something? What do you think's happening?
It is not unusual for people to run from my distinctive aroma. Do you enjoy the perfume I am wearing today? It may have scared off some of the residents. Currently,
Permission
Trey
to
is
make a
smelling
sniff.
like pickled sweet onions.
I was going to say permission to make a sniff check.
You may
Brilliant.
all actively roll perception rolls to smell Trey's sweet pickled onion perfume.
Which is dirty
It's
20.
It's a
20.
6.
6.
It is a pleasant reminder of my favorite food from centuries ago.
Are you eating pickled onions?
I mean,
It's David. He could have a snack in his pocket.
travel rations are essential for any undertaking. But please, you may have, all of you, something from my bag of snakes.
From your bag
Oh,
of snakes.
My bag of snakes. Not snakes.
Try. I also heard snakes there, which wouldn't be the first time that someone's tried to pull that trick on me.
I mean, it's
but,
possibly made from snakes, but they are snakes.
By all means, let's. We skipped breakfast to come. David, what's in your bag of snakes?
It's some form of spiced jerky of indeterminate origin. It could be snakes, or it could
How
just
does
be
it smell?
snakes. It smells like a mixture of spices. You know, if you ever walk into the Body Shop or Lush and you're just assailed by just aromas from everywhere, it's like that, but with a sort of
Meat.
culinary equivalent. Yes, it just
Welcome
smells
to Lush Meat.
strong. Yeah.
Trey's eyes light up a little bit more with their LED sockets. Takes some of the jerky and starts rubbing it under their armpits aggressively.
It's good thought.
I'm not going to do that if that's okay with you.
Yeah. I think Hanny's with your 6, I think it was, slightly gags at the pickled onion, and then when you've got the kind of mix of the sweet pickled onion and then the savoury kind of meat smell, it's kind of intermingling and not quite, not to your tastes anyway.
Hannah does the very gently, so like, Right. Slightly steps away from, like, upwind, I guess, to try and not get the smell. But I think the meat's nice. He's enjoying that. Yeah.
What is Picket Scout up to?
Currently scouting the buildings. And he sort of like is like sort of. It doesn't look like he really knows what he's doing. But he's like tapping the wood wall, like, and the beams and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he turns and goes, maybe the place isn't up to code anymore, and they all were, evicted for unsafe living conditions.
Give me a survival roll. Tell you what.
I'm actually quite good at that.
I swear,
I'm hoping so.
This is the reason.
22.
What are you saying, Tom?
I was going to say, I'd love it if this is like, yeah, actually, it is actually bad code. Congratulations. Nothing to do with a song, no big monsters, just woodworm.
With your 22, I will. You don't find anything wrong so much with the buildings. You give them a tap, and you. This is where my lackluster DIY knowledge is going to completely fail me. I have, you knock and you find some studs. That's about the limit of it, I think. So I'm not even going to try anymore. But the buildings seem to be safe enough. They satisfy you. But as you're kind of going along and kind of just scouting ahead, testing some of the additional buildings, you do spot a wall. It doesn't seem to be fencing anyone in or out of anything. It's kind of a little bit dilapidated in places. And there's a plaque on this wall, which you may read if you wish.
I'd love to, if I read that language.
So you read the plaque, and in some very small writing, it kind of indicates that this wall used to be part of the historical boundary of the town, and is kind of one of the last bits of it that's left. It's not doing anything to keep people in or out anymore. It is just a historical kind of thing. And then rather cryptically under that informative piece, it says, "Pay the piper."
Pay the piper.
Mm-hmm.
Pay the piper.
Pay the piper. Yep.
Pay the piper. Yeah. Anybody know the piper? We owe the piper some pay.
Oh. I mean, I do play the bird pipes, which is, as a bard, I chose as my instrument, but I assume it's not me. But just, are we paying homage, paying gold, or some kind of farmyard animal? What exactly do we have? I suppose you don't know, really. You've just read a sign, but...
You say it is not you, but better safe than sorry. Here is some gold.
Oh!
I could try. I slightly put my hand out to the other two while I'm sort of kneeling down looking at the plaque, but I'm just like... No, fair enough. Don't worry, it will go on lunch if we get lunch, but...
They have jerky.
If you put more jerky in my hand, I'm like, payment in kind, don't worry, old man.
How much to pay the piper to play per se? Jerky.
I mean, just pop out the bird pipes. This one is a classic tune, and I'm just... There's just the sound of a starling. I'm like, it's I can keep it. Yeah, I'll just stop. If we start walking, I'll just be playing my bird pipes.
Nice.
It's not subtle, and this isn't us sneaking. There's just some birds coming up the road.
Listen, you've got a 7-foot wolf that smells of sweet pickled onions. You've got a 9-foot giant man. We've got bird pipes. We've got pickets everywhere. There's nothing subtle about this party.
Do you want to carry on up to the manor?
Absolutely.
Cool. Just quickly before we do that, what is everybody's passive perceptions?
Oh, actually quite good. 17.
17.
11.
Okay, so very split between a couple of 17s and a couple of 11s. So, right, a couple of you are going to be noticing everything. A couple of you are here. As you kind of go to move off, you do notice some fairly low down, like Torvald especially would have to stoop quite significantly to read it. It's just some what's the word I want? Not illusory. No, it's physical graffiti on this wall. It seems to be in some form of gnomish. If either of you speak that?
I actually think I do.
I do not.
Wait. Oh.
Got too lazy with all the translated copies at Candlekeep.
Clearly.
Well, I will have a big walking stick with some glasses attached to the end. So when he's sort of leaning down, it's like
Nice.
noise. Look like gnomish or something.
Mike, have you frozen, or are you in a?
Oh, I was trying to find my languages section and I can't find it. I don't know.
D&D Beyond.
Mind your language.
Welcome back to Mind Your Language.
It should be on the left-hand side near the bottom, I think, in D&D Beyond. If that's how you-
There it is, Gnomish. I
Hey.
don't know why I picked it, but I did.
Hooray!
Mind your manner.
for moments such as this. In Gnomish it reads, "You know, sometimes words have two meanings." But, with that, you're going to head on up to the manor house itself.
How long was the walk from the wall to the manor?
This feels like a loaded question. Would 10 minutes be...
Congratulations for 10 minutes. I have done what I'm calling Inspiring Leader, where I've been a bird song to cheer us up. For 10 minutes, everyone gets 10 temporary HP.
Ooh, lovely.
Nice. Yeah.
While
Power
we're
song, y'all.
rolling along, just singing along with it. We're the strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I. Which coming from Torvald singing under his breath, it's the reverberation would cause small creatures to worry there was some sort of seismic activity.
I'm imagining like rocks shaking, glasses of water getting little puddles in them.
Oh yeah, it's very, very T-Rexy.
Mm.
Oh, thank you.
So as you approach this mansion, and it is a very, very large, grandiose affair, dominating the landscape as it does. Those of you who are aware of such things would know that you are traveling to the west, and you can see that the grounds of the mansion are quite expansive, and there is seems to be an entire forest just kind of on the grounds, just out carrying on to the west. And as you approach the mansion, and there is a kind of a gate and a low wall. It doesn't appear like there's too much concern about trespassing or anything like that here. But you do see the gate, and it has a plaque on it, which says the residency of Page James.
Page like the name, or page like the piece of paper?
Page, P-A-I-G-E, James, J-A-Y-M-E-S. I know a lot of you will know that I have a proclivity towards anagrams. I'm going to save you some time here. Some things are just bold hints at things and not anagrams.
Like he might be known to his friends as Jimmy. Who can say?
Just like that.
But sometimes words have two meanings.
So we should Jimmy the lock.
I mean,
Starts rattling the gate.
I think that's great that they're doing that. And kind of, I said the wall's not high enough, so I kind of like step over the wall while they're like, gate. I'm like, you can do it. You're doing excellently. Come on, let's see what you can do.
I mean, go on.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, can I check for trip hazards? on the other side.
Sure. I think that's going to be survival.
Or trapped.
I will also say that that there isn't really any kind of attempt to keep people out. So these gates, they're not locked. As you start kind of shaking them, they just open.
It was a successful clue. We have jimmied.
And what was your survival check?
15.
15. Yeah, as far as you can tell, there's no traps, nothing. Even kind of on an arcane level, you're trying to kind of look out for things that might indicate some magical trickery, but no, seems to be all in order. And in fact, as you kind of open the gate, you can see the kind of well-kept gardens of this mansion, and just kind of sitting on a little bench, not too far away, is a what appears to be a little old woman. She's quite elderly, fairly petite, slightly hunched over, and human.
Hello.
Greetings.
Good afternoon.
Oh, hello there. I don't remember seeing you for around these parts.
We're new in town. We're having a look around. We were told that we would be given a fine greeting and a hearty meal here at the Manor House. Terribly sorry to... Hannay, pleasure to meet you.
Lovely. I'm Paige. Takes your hand and shakes.
What's the hand feel like? Does it just feel like a nice old lady hand?
Give me a perception roll.
Perception roll? Dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Nice. Her hand is quite cold and clammy. She has a very kind of weak grip. The sort of grip that, you feel like if you weren't holding the hand, it would just fall off your hand, like just kind of slip away from your grip. Just kind of, cold, moist. Yeah.
Typical old lady. No, I just having done that, like, no, pleasure, Paige. Sorry, we didn't mean to intrude on your thoughts.
Being honest with you, dearie, my thoughts have mostly been turning to this rather nasty headache that I appear to have had for the last few days. It's quite the migraine, really.
Oh dear. I mean, can we? Have you been to the apothecary? Have you got some pills or potions?
In all honesty, I've not felt up to the trip. It's I know it's not far from the mansion, but no, I've not felt up to it. I don't suppose you would mind going?
I would be happy to give you a piggyback or to carry you to the appropriate facility.
Oh, that's very kind of you to offer, but I think I'd quite like to stay on the grounds if that's all right. But I can give you some money to go to the shop for me.
Then we play pipes.
If you want.
That might not help with the headache.
Sometimes idiom is hard for me.
Oh.
Are you cold, Paige?
Oh, I'm always cold, my dear.
Please, if I may. Torvald will just cast Create Bonfire to
on the old lady.
Not on the old lady, but in a proximity to deliver warmth and comfort rather than incandescence and burning.
Cool. Remind me, does Create Bonfire literally just kind of, and it's there, or does it need some kind of kindling or something like that?
It just whaps up on the ground in a 5-foot cube. So if nobody's actually in it, it just gives off light and heat and normal bonfire stuff.
Oh, well, that's lovely. Thank you, dear. Uh, Here. She kind of pats her pockets and takes out a couple of coins, which she probably passes to Hanny, being the kind of closest to her. So if you find that the apothecary is closed, just drop my name. They're usually quite happy to open up, even if they were otherwise engaged.
Does,
Go on.
does it look like she might already be aware that the village is kind of abandoned?
Interesting. Give me an insight check. And Evie, you had, or Trey had their hands up.
It was a similar question, just to ask her rather than ascertain. So we'll see how this goes.
Okay. What was your insight?
It was a 11.
Okay. You're trying to get a read on her, but her face, like she keeps kind of wincing every so often, which you think is probably symptomatic of the migraine. So it's kind of difficult to get a bead on her intentions or even like her knowledge. Like, it's kind of you're reading her body language and everything just says, "I have a headache."
Are you aware that the entire town seems to be currently empty? Do you know where they have gone and where we may find them?
Oh dear. No, I haven't got a clue. In all honesty, these migraines started a couple of days ago, and I've not been out of the grounds since. I just try and sit in the garden and have a bit of fresh air, see if that'll shift things. But no, I've not really had cause to leave.
Perhaps this migraine has saved you from an ill fate of the entirety of the rest of the town. Maybe you are very fortunate.
Oh dear. Oh, that is interesting news.
Annie, I believe there is a song you could write about this.
Well, we could give it a go about the, you find inspiration at every turn and twist. I'm still just sort of like playing with the coins in my hand. And I'm like,
Okay.
oh, they feel like metal.
Do you want to give me either a perception roll or a history check? I think.
I will do history.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 12.
12. Okay. So you're not familiar with this plane, but given that it seems to be one of the many that are quite similar to the material plane, you feel that probably the monetary systems is going to be quite similar. And you inspect the coins, and you notice that they are gold, but they're minted as if they were silver coins.
Interesting. Again, Tom is like, suspicious. You're like, what are you suspicious about, Tom? I'm like, I don't know, suspicious. Weird. What do they do to the silver coins? Well then, Ma'am, we'll go have a word with the doctor, see if we can get you, perhaps, if maybe one of my associates would like to stay with you, maybe get you a glass of water. Have you had some tea? Maybe they could go make you something refreshing. Often find that helps settle the mind.
Oh, I mean, only if you're not busy doing something else.
That is a good point. Do you think the Planar Bureau sent us here to collect medicine for an old lady? It would not be out of character for them, I imagine.
We do good deeds. This might be, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'd hope it was a little bit more exciting, but maybe, it's coming up to the holidays. They need to get through a backlog of things, but
More actions, long live.
exactly.
Okay.
A little bit like trying to talk to the others and like slightly like trying to hand sign, going, right, do you want how do you think this is going? Do you want to stay here? And then I sort of like slightly hag, because you never know.
I'll go make a cup of tea, although I don't like boiling water.
I was going to say, it's not safe.
No, I mean, if you know how to handle it correctly, it's fine. And then, Pickett will walk sort of behind the old lady, and then sort of like turn around and cast detect magic from behind her to see if to be not noticeable, hopefully.
Okay. Just casting outright or ritual?
The
ritual will take the casting time plus 10 minutes.
I'll just be I'll whack it out.
Whack it out. So go wild. It's a one shot. Okay. You cast detect magic, and areas of the world, as often they will when you cast a spell, are kind of limed in different colors of different colors denoting what magic you detect. You do indeed see that Paige appears to be limed in an aura, which you read as transmutational aura. You also notice slightly off to a distance there is a bush that appears to have a more of a conjuring kind of sense about it.
From behind the old lady, Pickett will start rummaging through his bag of signs, and he's going to pull one sign that says "Warning: Transmutation Magic in use." And he's
This is what happens when I don't give the party magic items. I'm going to have as many mundane things as I can carry.
I am the king of mundane. And then I will get another sign that says "Warning: Illusion Magic in use in area."
What's the range of detect magic? Just having a quick...
It's not great. It's 30 foot. So
30 foot. Yeah, so Paige, obviously, you're right behind, and then there was the bush that was kind of 30 foot off. So how close to the bush do you get when you put your sign down?
Depends if I can put it down without the old lady directly noticing me do it or not.
She seems quite distracted. She's got the fire now. She seems to be kind of, rubbing her hands together and rubbing her knees, trying to work some heat into the old bones. So you think that you could probably do it fairly subtly. I'll allow you a stealth roll if you wanted to.
Oh, why not? That's always...
Can I give help? Because I'll start being like, he's going to go make you a lovely cup of tea. How is it that you take your tea, my dear? I always enjoy a bit of lamb. It's like with the other hand, I'm like, go.
You can grant advantage and be very distracting.
22.
Ooh.
And I probably will only get like 10 foot away from roughly, and then I'll just place it in front.
And with your high passive perception of 17, you do notice as you get closer to the hedgerow that it's rustling.
Oh. Can I'd love just to make a perception check. I don't think
you can actively
go near it.
Yeah, you can actively kind of peer at the bush. Like you've obviously caught this out of the corner of your eye, but see what rolling gets you.
That's a 19.
19.
Your curse is over.
It is. I'm rolling beautifully so far.
Lovely jubbly. You can see that there appears to be a person in and or around this hedgerow. They are kind of quite a short, maybe two and a half foot tall, appears to be a dryad. Being a Furbolg, I imagine you kind of are fairly well versed in a lot of forest dwelling folk. And yeah, this dryad has kind of long willowy curls covering a spry, lithe frame, with skin that at times looks smooth, and at others is weathered like a gnarled old bark. And they appear to just have a little very makeshift broom made out of twigs woven together, and they're just kind of sweeping up some of the dead leaves from under this bush.
Does it look like they've noticed me?
You stealthed right up to them.
Does it look like it's noticed the rest of the group?
You mean insight roll?
Oh. What? 14.
14. If they have, they're not showing any signs that, like they're not warily watching, or, there's no kind of curiosity. So you don't think they've noticed.
I don't think, believe it or not, I have a sign that says warning dryad here. That seems a little too specific.
Might have been pushing the borders of credulity there.
We're having the budget for next year.
You're flicking through and you're like, I must have left it the last time I saw a dryad.
I need to give you some blank ones and a Sharpie.
It was a Sharpie.
It's like a whittling knife.
Yeah, just a couple. You're like, it says wood elf? That's not really right, though. You have to be precise about these things. Yeah.
I guess I'll leave the sign and back away, and then just do that classic like pointing very over dramatically about the fact that there's something over there in that bush where the illusion magic is coming from. And then I will go to, and then word the words of, do I still go make tea? Question.
I would say that everybody can notice this. Possibly, Hanny would be out of the corner of your eye, and we've already established the corner of your eye is not as good, perhaps, as Torvald and Picket Scouts. So you're very distracting, but also distracted. But the other two of you can react.
Yeah, I'm completely distracted.
I will give Picket a thumbs up. I'm just going to go over to the dryad.
I'll go make tea.
Okay, you're going to make tea. You're going to the dryad. What's Torvald up to at the moment?
At the moment, Torvald is happy to recast bonfire when needed, and also eat the jerky and offer. It's good.
Having a nice little chat with Paige, who has gone off on a ramble. It turns out that Paige was an adventurer in her younger days, and tells you about how she was quite successful in her day and managed to purchase not just the kind of the land that the mansion's on, but also the town, which when she came to the village was very dilapidated, completely deserted. But she, through kind of the money that she'd accrued on her career, kind of rejuvenated it, and people started coming back, and they've been very nice to her since. But she's telling it in a very long-winded way that, I've told it succinctly. She keeps going off on tangents, and there's a couple of recurring characters that have absolutely no impact on the story, but she keeps mentioning them anyway.
We'll be trying to find out who her favourite people are, and if there's a reason that they may not have come to visit, and check on her and stuff. But, yeah.
Okay.
The
two of us are very much going into nice old lady. Sure. Okay. Yeah. Great. You're nice young men. We sure are.
Nice. Why no one help? Strange.
Yeah. That's a terrible shame. Terrible shame.
I'm not going to ask you to roll, because I think it's unfair to ask you to roll when I'm not, when you're not going to get anything from it. She It's only been a couple of days that since the last time she went to the town. She hasn't noticed, and even if she were to think to herself, "Oh, I wonder why," she doesn't have any answers for you.
Fair enough.
It's you can ask it. She has a ponder, but it's more of a rhetorical question.
Now, the big question is, does she take the jerky?
I think a couple of times you offer it, and she politely declines the jerky, but
Very well.
Hag.
Hag's known for hating jerky. Yeah, go on.
I have we've spent a bit of time with Picket Scout, so while you're going off to make the tea, Trey, you are heading over to investigate the bustling bush.
I will crouch down, kind of peer in, try and get a view of the figure.
Mm-hmm. Could you give me a stealth roll? Are you trying to do this stealthily, or are you?
No, I'm just coming in.
Okay, well, if you're not trying to be stealthy, then I think you are just going to startle the dryad.
Crouch down. Hello, my name is Trey. It is
Hello.
nice to meet you. What is your name?
Bob. Plant. Bob Plant. Yep.
Hello, Bob Plant. What a lovely name.
Thank you very much. Trey's a very nice name too.
Thank you. What are you doing in this bush with this old lady over here?
Just nothing to do with her actually. I'm just clearing up. Just I'm having a bit of a spring clean. It's for the May Queen, you see. It's she gets very particular about her hedgerows.
The Mare Queen. Who is this?
The May Queen. May as in like come what may.
Oh. Well, who is this May Queen? I have not heard of her.
Oh, her dominions of all of the natural parts of this world,
Oh, I am not really part of the natural world, so that would explain why I've not heard of her before.
Oh, well, anytime you're in a forest or any kind of natural part of the world, you can generally find the May Queen, some form or another.
Oh, I will look out for her. Thank you for the information. Can you tell me what has happened to this town?
Town? Looks around. I'm sorry, I don't really go beyond the borders of the forest. This garden's well enough because it's green, but anything soon as it gets rocky, what are those things that people put down to make it not grass?
Asphalt?
Yes, yeah. I don't like touching the asphalt.
That is fair enough. I'm trying not to giggle at something really stupid. Okay, sorry. Okay. That is very understandable if you are a creature of nature. Have you not noticed anything strange going on just outside of the boundaries of this garden?
I can't say that I have. Oh, it's been quiet today.
Yes,
tried-
it has been very quiet today.
Have you tried asking the birds?
No, I have not. I do not speak their language. Do you?
No. But if anybody were to know, it'd be the birds, because they come and go and they do as they please.
That is very true. I will find a way to speak to the piper. Hanny has a bird pipe. You have been very helpful. I wish you luck with your tidying up. Please let me know if there's anything I can do to assist you.
Oh, very kind. I think I've got it in hand, thank you. Kind of continues just sweeping. You can just see some dead leaves just kind of getting brushed into a little, possibly a very small bag of holding that they use entirely for sweeping up lawns.
A good use of a bag of holding.
Cool. Right. Well, as you finish up your conversation, Piggott Scout, you have headed into the mansion. Similarly to a lot of this town, you just open the door. You presumably go through the same kind of steps of checking to see whether there's anything amiss. Regardless of what you roll, you would determine that there wasn't, and indeed the door is unlocked and untracked. The kitchen, after you nose around a bit, actually, do you want to give me an investigation roll?
I can. 10.
10. I think that you, with a 10, probably just beeline straight for where you suspect a kitchen might be, which is at the back of the house. And indeed, as you kind of pass all of the kind of furniture, which appears to have white tarpaulins over it, not that you noticed this, you kind of head through the kitchen, and you find a kettle. You kind of how would you start a fire? Would it be kind of through mundanes like matchsticks, or do you have any spells for that?
No, yeah, it'd be flint and steel.
Safety matches, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Safety matches, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, your flint and your steel, and you kind of get a little fire boiling, and while the kettle is indeed boiling, you just kind of idly glance out the window towards the forest out the back of this kind of estate. Could you please make a charisma save?
Oh no.
Beep bop beep bop, beep bop beep bop beep bop. That's a 13.
13. As you kind of glance out into this forest, you see what appear to be kind of rings of smoke kind of just through the tree line, and you feel utterly compelled to explore the woods. You can't see a way out of this kitchen, so you
Can I climb through the window?
You can certainly try. Give me a dexterity check.
Question.
Yes.
Would I leave a naked flame unattended before leaving? Because the whistle could give you guys an indication that I'm not there anymore. But
I mean, I think that your compulsion is kind of going to override even your basest instincts at this point. So, yes, naked flame left unattended indeed.
Never going to live that down back in the office.
And yeah, dexterity check. I was going to say, actually, if you would prefer to roll athletics, however, the athletics would literally be you jumping through glass as well.
Oh, yeah, I'll stick with the dex check, which was a 12.
A 12. I think with the 12, you do better than most. You do manage to kind of jimmy the window open and kind of squeeze yourself through this kind of rather small gap. And once on the other side, you start beelining towards the forest. Given everybody else is in conversation with Paige and or someone else at this point, I would like some active perception rolls, I think.
17.
17.
25.
25.
5. She's a charming old lady, and I just like having a conversation with her.
I mean,
What can I say? I'm easily charmed by an older lady.
you are indeed. You are. You've kind of resigned yourself to maybe the entirety of this quest is going to be fetch some pills for an old lady. So you're trying to get as much information out of her about her storied career as possible, so that you can at least write a half decent tale based on her adventures. The other two of you, however, you very clearly hear the sound of a Furbolg trying to squeeze himself through a smaller than Furbolg shaped gap, followed by kind of the whistling of a kettle that has not been taken off the boil.
That is not how you make tea.
Oh no. He's gone off his risk assessment. Something must be seriously wrong.
I believe you are most probably correct.
I go after him. See what's going on.
I will follow. Henny seems to have situation in hand.
Really? That does sound terrible. An entire fleet of the things. Most terrible, yes. I think I kind of glance at the others and I'm like, they can make tea. It's fine.
Okay.
They know I like biscuits. All is in hand.
We are about to witness the endeavors of three members of the Planar Bureau and a conversation.
20 more minutes, Sean. Come on. Oh, really? Your feet hurt? That's tragic. There you go.
Yes. Clay, how dire do you think situation might be?
Well, I've never seen Pickett go off of a risk assessment before. It must be pretty serious to make him neglect his duties.
Very well. I will just return to Hanny and pick him up and carry him.
I've realised I am the smallest. Everyone else is like 7-9 feet. I'm just like 5'7". I'm like, terribly sorry, Miss Page. Ventricles. Good luck with the rheumatism. As I'm being carried off. I look up at Torvald. What's up, old man?
Yeah. Apparently, risk assessment has not been followed. Possibly concern.
Fiddly dee. That's real issue. What do you do? Play with knives? Drink from an unmarked bottle? What are we thinking?
Worse, he left a live flame unattended.
Oh shit. Just completely breaks through. Considering Henny is a smoker, the number of times Pickett's just come with like a little squeezy, but like, putting it out, old man, putting it out. I will let Torvald carry me into the building.
Oh, so you're going back into the kitchen, or are you going to head? I should tell you what. While Torvald's gone to collect Hanny, could Trey please make a investigation check?
Absolutely. 16.
16. Yeah, you fairly analytically at this point kind of assess everything that kind of is awry with this scene. And yes, you notice unattended kettle. You notice open window. You notice... Please make me a charisma save.
Oh no. 8.
8. Yes, you feel a longing again to get to the forest as quickly as possible.
I jump through the window.
I feel like if Furbolg can do it, so can you. I will still have the dexterity check though.
Can I do athletics to burst through the glass?
You may.
Yeah. Oh ho! 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25.
25. Okay. With a 25, you could quite easily have made that window-shaped gap. However, would you have wanted to?
No.
You just go. So you jump through, leaving almost a comic style kind of outline of Trey that is easily kind of mapped onto the open window when the others come back. And Trey indeed also heads into the woods. The advantage of 25, you kind of do it with such style and grace that you don't tread on any of the grass or take any damage from breaking through.
That's good. I will say that you probably hear wee as Trey just starts bolting towards the forest in absolute glee.
And
Well, at least they're having fun.
you two notice the smoke rings throughout this forest.
Where
And
is
Torvald.
the we? This is a trip hazard.
We have to turn the kettle off first.
Yes. Most strange.
So, what are we thinking?
You both would have easily heard the wee and the smash of glass as Trey is indeed also left the building.
I mean, it's most unlike them for, sounded like Trey just jumped through the window there. That seems most unlike them.
It does look as if some measure of compulsion has taken them from where they were to where they now are.
Speaking of a measure of compulsion and looking at the window, could you both make me some charisma saves?
I have something that can help me with being charmed. Can I make an intelligence check to try and kick it in to take care of both of us before we...
Okay, it's an active thing, is it?
It takes an action to do it.
Before you looked at the window, you did have a conversation where you mentioned being compelled. So I think that is grounds enough to say yes.
Again, didn't want to meta it, but it sort of like clicks. So that's counter charm, so we both have advantage on being charmed.
Oh, interesting.
Roll it with advantage.
That was even worse. Rolled a 0.
What was your first roll?
6.
What was
Is this
Hanny's?
an intelligence roll or
It was charisma save.
charisma save?
Yeah.
Advantage. Oh, it's just going to be me. It's a 16.
16. 16 is enough. So, yeah.
It's a shame I'm still carrying you, innit?
It's a shame
Oh,
that
goodness.
it's a shame that the window itself isn't large enough for Torvald. You'll be smashing some foundations
Through the wall.
Yep.
Oh, good heavens.
I think it's going to have to be strength based for you.
Sure. Strength check or athletics?
Athletics is fine.
That is a 16.
Yeah. Nowhere near as graceful as Trey, but yes, you smash through. I don't think you even try to jump it. I think you literally just walk, and the brickwork just moves aside as you clamber through this increasingly large hole in Paige's house. And yeah, Hanny, you're being carried along for the ride.
What are you doing, old chap? What are you... Where are you going?
Have you not seen how interesting these woods are? We must explore
Absolutely
them.
not. No, I haven't. I mean, trying to slap you on the face, snap out of it. This is a real pickle. This is a real conundrum. I sort of bardic inspiration to hopefully be like, come on, Torvald. You've been around for, I don't know, a couple of 1,000 years. The first time you've ever seen a really appealing tree. Come on.
But look how
Oh,
brown
no,
the
puddle.
trees.
Oh.
Look how. Look at these leaves. Just shove him into the.
I will not. Oh goodness.
It's all good.
Ouch.
So as you are now within the boundaries of the forest, you go about 20 foot in and find that both Trey and Pickett's Scout are kind of stood in wonder in the middle of this tree, just kind of basking in the serenity of this wood.
Good evening, chaps. See, you're also very excited by the trees. What's occurring?
It smells so fresh out here. Can you not appreciate the aroma?
I think we pretty much established, considering your smell and that jerky, I've got a rather bullocked up nose. So no, I can't appreciate the aroma. This is most unbecoming of all of you. Come on, we've got a nice old lady to help get some pills. Yeah.
Just listen. and enjoy the nice noises and things.
Pickett, you are aware how dangerous a forest is. So many trip hazards. Also, you left a flame. What have you
It's
burned that nice
okay.
old lady's house down?
Oh.
Everyone's just...
Just try and gently move Hanny backwards and forwards, like rocking a.
Hanny is like intentionally just keeping his eyes shut. He's like, nope.
Kind of reverse wafting a scent, but you're wafting the person you want to smell the thing. As you are all kind of basking in the serenity and listening out, could you all please make me a perception roll?
Ooh.
Trying to make me with disadvantage because I've got my eyes shut.
Unless you have found a way to close your ears, no.
Oh, heavens.
17.
30.
17, sorry, 30, did you say? Tom?
20.
20, okay. Dirty 20, that's fine. 17, 20. Evie?
17.
17 as well?
18.
18, nice. So, charmed as you all are, you are more receptive, perhaps, to this to this sound that you hear. And even Hanny, who is not so charmed, finds that he is able to pick up the distinct melody of pipe music on the wind coming from deeper into the woods. Those of you who are indeed charmed, you feel compelled to follow it.
On we go.
Never heard such beautiful sounds in all my life. If only I knew a bard as talented as that music. Listen, Henny, have you ever heard anything like it?
Yes, you could learn a lot from this piper.
It's beautiful. Mind that open route. You might trip, but it's
Oh,
beautiful.
good. So you are still in there, Pickett. Glad to see it.
You're not compelled to run. You're compelled to kind of enjoy the journey. So yeah, you're more than aware of any trip hazards and low-hanging branches.
Oh, bush.
I'm just hoping that none of those bushes are poison ivy for you.
That would be tragic, though. So.
It would.
Yeah.
As you all walk, and you might just want to let me know when Torvald puts Hanny down, or if you're.
I mean, I honestly, I think with the focus being on the music and the woods, like there hasn't been a point where, like, I wouldn't even realize that I was carrying him to the point that I would think to set him down.
Yeah.
I don't believe. I mean, you could struggle against it, but I think I would just carry you.
So maybe until Hanny wants to be put down, we'll just assume.
Yeah, and I'll just sort of distractedly be like,
I think I'm gonna be like, when we start moving again, I'm gonna start trying to kick him. Just like, come on, Torvald, you're better than this. I really am just trying to break him out of it.
Okay.
This jealousy is unbecoming, my friend.
I mean, I'm not a flutist. I do know how to play the flute, though, but this isn't my thing. I play the bird pipes, like tragedy. That's mind that puddle. Okay, good.
I will allow Torvald to make another charisma check. This isn't going to be a if you keep trying, you win kind of thing, but every so often I might let you break
You've
through.
also got bardic, because I...
Oh yeah, that's what is that?
D8.
D8. Okay. Well, let's roll that first to build some tension. So whatever this is, it will be +8.
Ooh.
Ah! So 3 + 8. So a 2 + 8, which is 10. Charisma is not Torvald's thing.
I mean, the +8 was promising, but yeah, that's not enough to do it, I'm afraid. And as you all kind of climb through the trees and the branches at this kind of leisurely pace, you look around and you notice that within the forest, you seem to be stood within a distinct copse of its own. That is to say that each of the trees clearly of a different genus to the surrounding woods. As you kind of inspect them, you start to spot faces and kind of recognize where some of the branches are located, that they're more kind of like limbs. And then as you kind of take in the whole kind of tree, you recognize that these are dryads that appear to have taken root and become simply trees.
Reified. Tree.
Embarked, maybe?
Eh? I can't even do it.
Quiet boo. Just gentle boo.
In
Three's company.
Just a subtle boo. Just in the corner.
Just a little boo. A gentlemanly boo.
I couldn't quite guess.
Anyone who wishes to may make an insight check as you are looking at these trees.
Yeah,
Indeed. A 19.
19.
Nat 1 for a 2.
That one, you say?
Yeah. Oh. Hey.
Nat 1 for a 5.
I slightly shift myself to look at where there is no camera. Well, your old friend Hanny really is in a particularly picklish mood today. His best friends, that's right, they're my best friends. Ensnared, tricked. I don't know how I'm going to get out of this one. You're going to have to find out later. It's just like a bardic glow covers me. I'm like, thanks, universe, thanks. And that's me regaining my bardic inspiration.
Nice. Okay, so those natural ones, you're basking in the glow of the this kind of forest and the strangeness of having trees so clearly distinct from one another in this little area. What did Hanny roll, by the way?
8.
8. Okay, so similar but with more artistry. Picket Scout, however, with your keen awareness of nature and being a ranger as well, kind of a very, very good sense of direction, you notice that all of the faces of these petrified trees are facing the same direction, to the west.
Is that the direction the music's coming from as well?
It is indeed. Does anybody happen to speak Sylvan?
No.
No.
I speak Elvish, which might be related, like German people being vaguely able to understand Dutch, but that's about as far as I can go.
Okay. I would say I'm going to give it, because, I like you. You're all some of my favorite people. It's very broken, as you say, like, different dialects almost, but like a very similar word base. You kind of pick out in broken Elvish when all are one and one is all.
All are one and one is all. I relate to the rest of the group. My Sylvan is not really there, but I believe this is what they are saying.
Well, that's beautiful. That's really lovely. Hey, Try, have you considered maybe not listening to the music? Although, to be fair, this is probably where everyone's ended up anyway, so, good. Yeah, no, this is great. We're going to the exact place where we need to be. I'm okay with this.
You're just a bit embarrassed. It's okay to feel inferior to other musicians.
Nope, you've got a very good point there.
Oh, wonderful.
Maybe I'll find a magical flute one day.
It's so nice to be in the woods with my very good colleagues and friends. How good to be a tree it would be.
Oh. Also, thanks for saying colleagues before friends, but
your curiosity seemingly piqued around these these kind of trees around you, you can hear the piper's melody pick up again, and feel again compelled to follow in a westerly direction.
How big are the trees, Sean?
They vary. They kind of between sort of 4 foot for the smallest ones, ranging to about 8 foot to the tallest ones. Yeah, they were originally dryads. So
is it clear that they were originally dryads? Or do I just see them as particularly beautiful trees?
I would say because of the kind of uncanny humanoidness of these trees, like, you know, like fine details like fingers, like their toes and feet have completely kind of rooted to the ground, but like fine details on their hands have been lost because they've kind of grown out into new kind of branches. But there's still very distinct kind of, you know, a curvature to the trunk, and the location of the arms is what kind of clues you into them formally being humanoid.
That's fine. I was considering whether or not I would uproot one as a gift to the piper, but I think I'll leave them be.
Yeah, I think you're kind of in your charmed state. You have a kind of new appreciation for it,
I want
the nature.
Piper, but not with former tree people. That would be barking.
Before we set off in the westerly direction after the pipes, so we'll just kind of say to the groups with a cheery tone of voice, perhaps the May Queen is wanting to say hello to us.
What is May Queen?
I spoke to the Dryad out front, and they said that the May Queen was very active in all areas that are woodlandy.
This would be nice. It has been some time since I was in the company of royalty.
You know royalty?
It is long story, but available VOD online.
I also hear there's a book. Very good.
Yes.
Lots of pictures.
Perhaps you have heard. I can get signed
I've
copy.
I've rolled round in your arms. It's still being held, but I'm like facing now the opposite direction. I'm like, help.
Very, very wonderful people. Much responsibility. Good with the authorship and artistry. This is as we're just following the music, and would not be jealous of others' talents.
Rude, but hey, why don't we head back to the ship and maybe they've got a copy here, guys. How's that sound? Pick it. I'm sure you'd love to go and check out the library, right?
I will allow everybody to have another roll of that charisma save. Thing is,
Can I do my action again? Is that okay?
you're trying to break people out of it, so yeah, I think you would.
Yeah.
Is it a kind of how many per long rest thing, or is it just a thing you can do?
I think it's just a thing I can do.
Absolutely fine then.
Yeah. Counter charm.
I got another crit fail.
But a natural one.
Natural one.
Counter charm advantage, or just for you?
For everyone.
For everyone.
Yeah,
so we do have
within 30 feet.
15?
15, okay.
I have not rolled above a 10.
I got another one.
You just got double natural one.
Double that ones.
Does that mean Tom's doubly inspired?
Double.
Hey, audience. You know, I really think they're going to kill the old man, you know, just going to feed me to the piper. But, you know, it's a pretty bad way for old Hannah to end. But I have hope the big guy might feel a bit better as I look up at Torvald.
There's a moment when something seems to be in Torvald's eyes, but then they glaze over again as he rolls an 11.
I think, Evie, this is probably penance for you touching the cursed dice within the dice jail in the other one shot.
Yeah, I rolled the Rebecca dice and I shouldn't have. This is going in dice jail.
You took Mike's bad luck and channeled it into yourself.
I did.
I gladly give it away.
I am going to say, though, because I'm assuming, Tom, that you've not been spending your inspiration fast enough for everybody else to recharge it. I'm going to say, as recompense for a double natural 1, that you have a temp +1 to your inspiration dice pool. So you can count one of those as above your thing.
I'm very grateful. What a tragedy this surely is. Yeah, Sean, I'm not just going to keep pushing this again. I'm just like, I think this is, I'm always happy to say, well, he tried. And then it's just like, slightly just sort of like, biscuits, and kind of goes limp a bit. And just like, so it goes. Yeah.
So yeah, as you head deeper to the west into these woods, I think that is where we're going to take a little bit of a snackaroo, and we will see you all. Well, actually, before we go, I was going to have the only puzzle being working out what the song is, but something inside me was dying. So I have got an anagram for you. I'm going to tell you straight off that this is not linked to the thing, but it's the name of your commanding officer, Bergen Cursed Pines, which is spelt BergenCurstPines. Like I say, this isn't a clue for the overarching theme of the episode, but that's because I don't make the rules. He is just the boss. And with that, we will see you in 5 to 10 minutes. Welcome back to the Planar Bureau. So before we left you, I did set an anagram, couldn't resist, you know me. So the anagram was Bergen Cursed Pines. He is the commanding officer, also known as the boss, Bruce Springsteen. So,
Bruce.
yeah.
Bruce.
I think normally I would give inspiration for that. Typically, it never gets used. But what I'm thinking is, because Hanny is throwing inspiration round and everybody else is recharging it at a rate of knots, quicker than you can even spend them. We'll see how you go. If you run out, maybe I'll rescind that. But for the moment, we'll
I'll never run out of rolling nat ones.
It has been great where I'm just like, I need to burn my Bartek. It could come back at any moment.
Right, yes. So last we saw, you were compelled to enter the woods out of the back of Paige James's mansion, this large area that she owns. And along the way, since entering this village, you found the completely empty hamlet. You found the apothecary, which you promised to return to, took the old lady's money, and promptly scarpered into the woods.
Can we be more specific about that? Henny.
What can I say? Little old ladies love to give me their money. It's just...
Doing quite well. Trey's paid you. You've been paid in kind. Yeah. It's a good day to be a bard.
If you got the money, Henny, you got your disease.
Very on brand. I like it. Yeah, so compelled as you were to enter the woods, you found the rings of smoke as you entered, and following this weird piper's melody, you stumbled upon a forest that it was a forest within a forest, because the trees didn't match, and you soon realized that they were dryads, in fact, that had taken root. All of their faces turned to the west, indeed where this melody has come from, and the direction in which you are utterly unable to avoid following. And as you kind of walk along, you're going for a short while, and you realize that you have the path that you're walking is alongside a little babbling brook. And that is as it stays for a little while. As you're walking along this, the trees kind of on your right hand side, the brook on your left. One notable feature that along the path is a single tree that seems to be separate from the rest that have up to this point been forming a fairly constant feature to your right hand side. This tree is just out on its own, slightly overhanging the stream to your left. And there is a songbird singing in the branches. Does anyone have a way of speaking to birds, by the way? Or if I'm being generous, no.
My charisma's pretty low.
Yeah. Not going to
Just
do you
fly
well.
away.
I mean, you're not considering it a language, are you? The language of birds.
If you speak Auran, I would be generous enough to say that, or any form of primordial.
Oh, I have primordial.
You have primordial.
I have primordial.
So yeah, primordial being the kind of the root language that I'm now going to try and name them all: Ignan, Aquan, Terran, and Auran. The one I was asking for, I think. Auran, Ignan, Aquan, Terran. Yeah. All of those kind of languages have sprung from. And knowing primordial, you can kind of pick out. Again, it's a bit like your Elvish to Sylvan. You can kind of pick out the dialect and the root. And the songbird is singing over and over. Sometimes all of our thoughts are misgiven.
I would like to say to the bird in primordial, could you please clarify?
Roll me animal handling.
Okay. I put my other dice in dice jail, so I'm hoping this will work a little better.
I mean,
It
not good
did.
news for Hanny.
19.
19. Nice. Okay. The songbird kind of stops warbling for a second. Everybody else kind of hears the tune come to a distinct stop. You do notice that the warbling is not following the same melody as the piper, but it is kind of underpinning and harmonizing with it when it was being sung. Then looking directly at you, Trey, the songbird kind of chirps, and you understand, if you listen very hard, the tune will come to you at last.
I relay this to the rest of the party. It seems we need to listen even harder to this beautiful melody. I'm looking at you, Hanny.
Oh, you don't worry about me. I'm completely ensorcelled. Oh, absolutely beautiful songbirds. No, nature's music itself. I mean, hey, Torvald, old fellow, if you just want to, I don't know, put me down for a minute, I can.
Oh, yes, I can probably try harder when I put you down.
As I just say that, I'm like, bamboozled again, it seems. Can't get anything past old Torvald, it seems.
Torvald putting Hanny down, or just kind of making the statement?
It'll need. It would need to be an explicitly expressed wish to permeate the sort of single-minded fixation that Torvald currently has.
I say, why don't you just put me down and I can go get a real, good eye on that little bird over there. You know me, I'm a bit of a twitcher.
Yes, he's very. Yes, I see you twitching right now. Best put you down.
Absolutely marvelous. Put down?
And then you just see this listening hard face.
Well, I mean, first things first, I cast silence.
Interesting. Have you literally been waiting to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. I will allow everybody to roll another charisma save to try and break out. It will be at advantage because you cannot hear the piper's melody.
I believe I have listened too hard, but obviously all you hear is
Was my 15 from the roll before not enough? I can't remember.
You rolled a 15. I don't think we came to it. So yeah, you actually have broken out of it already.
Nice.
This entire time, you're just having a lovely walk.
these rolls.
I've been like with little like yellow ribbon, wrapping it around all the open routes that could be trip hazards. So I've been a little distracted.
Mm-hmm.
I think in hindsight, I realised that, again, terrible perception, I realised you've been doing that. I'm like, well, of course, that's you.
There's a problem in front of you.
Yeah.
What has Trey and Torvald rolled?
I'm putting my digital dice in dice jail because even with advantage, that was an 8.
Oh.
Oh, dear. I got 16, so
16.
I think I'm good.
Yeah, Trey is out of it as well. I'm happy to accept passive perceptions, but anybody whose passive perception is lacking, to put it in a way, you may make an active roll if you wish.
I think I'm actively going to Tovold, like, cover your ears. Stop it. Don't, so, like, trying to pull him back and like, no, stay here and focus.
Yes, you got another nat 1.
Yes, you've got another inspiration dice.
This is real great podcast material, I've got to say.
Oh, isn't it?
Hey, editors, if you could just put in like audio description, it's like, Tom is doing a lot of acting. It is not to the benefit of anyone.
David
Tom
is doing
mimes
some
in
facial
exasperation.
expressions. Yeah. It may sometimes be called acting, but could not be reasonably called that way by this.
No, not in this case.
Okay, so natural 1 for Trey. Is Hanny making an active check?
I might as well.
And Mike, did you want to try for anything higher?
Why not? Let's try it.
Top.
I'm a D&D.
18.
Oh,
18?
You can have another inspiration die.
I mean,
Hane goes and sits on a log and is like, hey audience, I know you can't hear this, but what the hell?
Torvald rolled just to try and understand the sound of silence, and we found out the audible lights. And that was an 18, but very much a different fixation.
Right. I believe there was an 18 going for Hanny as well. So Hanny and Torvald, given the kind of new serenity, you start taking in some of the more visual elements of this kind of little area that you've stopped by, and you notice that there is another road that runs kind of parallel to this one. However, on the other side of the brook, it seems to, as you kind of look back, it seems to have kind of curved onto this path from behind you, and a little bit ahead of you curves away. But that is kind of all you notice. Just another path on the other side of the stream.
I guess I'd start heading that way, hoping that the song will come back.
Are you going to continue following the path you're on, or are you going to change the road you're on?
I'll roll for it if I may, Sean.
Yeah, of course.
Because there's a reason to do either. Let's see.
Survival, I think.
Oh, you mean a check to see what it would be? Okay, sure. No problem.
I'm trying to think. Were you angling for a particular role?
Oh no, I was just doing a 50-50 basically, like a coin toss, because there's no. there's no reason to go one way or the other now that we have sudden silence, but I still have the compulsion to seek out the music. So having seen something new, could have been a reason to go in that direction. But
I'm happy to be flat.
In which case, it would be go to the new place, or go towards the new place. But if I hear the music coming from the other direction, I turn around again immediately. I guess because I'm still ensorcelled.
So yeah,
and then walk back into the silence and be very confused again. So that happens.
You were probably having noticed the brook, and also in Torvald's giant state, you literally just step over it at this point. Leaving the silence. The music does come back to you. In fact, seeing as you have been out of it, could you please roll me a wisdom save?
All right. Pink fluffy dice come to my rescue. It's an 11.
11. So the melody comes back, but you also your head is just humming incessantly, and there's this just kind of noise in your head, and I think probably in your charmed state you're going to link that to having stepped over over this brook.
Is it an unpleasant noise?
It's like it's not painful. It's not migraine like, but it's like.
But it discordant with the other music. Like I don't enjoy having the sensation of both at the same time. Okay.
Yeah, like tinnitus, sort of just in your ear.
And I think step back the way that I came.
Yeah. You can still hear the piper's melody, and it seems to be coming from ahead of you.
And I will continue because, as far as I'm aware, we're all still following the piper music, so people will be following me.
Mm-hmm. Torvald has carried on. You are all silently.
I'm going to sign to the others and try and be. I'm going to narrate my side. What I'm trying to sign, but it's like, should I whack him over the head, stun him a little bit?
I'm nodding. I'm like,
okay.
Handcuff. I don't know.
I'll give you one of my picket signs.
I also finally go, sort of like trying to tell a story. I'm like, sod it, just inspiration. I'm just like, I can't convey what I want. Like,
cool. I whacked Torvald on the back of the head with the water stuff.
Interesting. Okay. Could you please make me a? I'm going to say this is non-damaging, but make an attack on Torvald, and we'll see if you beat his AC.
Oh my god! I got another nat 1. What the hell is wrong with me?
As the inspiration lights up on my arm, I'm like,
yep. I'm afraid that doesn't quite do it.
These were different dice.
Hannah just lights up his pipe and is like, I'm just staying here. I'm just gonna.
Tom is the Matrix, and we're all just feeding him.
I think I rolled 4 or 5.
I think just because you've kind of broken out of this trance, your spirit is just crying for leaving. So yeah, you're almost compelled to just fall back in step with Torvald. Almost. I'm saying, making it a suggestion, not the spell suggestion. That doesn't help. You'd like to.
I'm not good at hitting anyone anymore. Maybe I should just enjoy the forest.
Have we? I'll follow Vornvold out, at least out until we get out of the silence bubble. Does it seem to be now that I've resisted it once, and I no longer have to continue to resist it?
Yes, once you've made a pass, you're fine. You can still hear the piper's melody, so that hasn't gone away, but the kind of compulsion to follow it to its source has kind of ebbed.
Pick it a look at Hanny and like gesture to cut the silence.
I drop concentration.
I believe from a safety standpoint, now that we've recovered from whatever was affecting us, it no longer is going to bother us. May I suggest a new risk assessment going forwards?
I have the forms for you.
By all means.
How about we use Fonvold as bait, seeing as Fonvold has consented to being in danger, and I cast Passive Without a Trace, and we hide and follow and see where it leads.
Sounds like a plan.
I approve of this course of action.
We'll stay just out of the range of Passive Without a Trace for Fonvold, and cast Passive Without a Trace and hide anybody who wishes to join me, and following our new lovely slice of bait towards whatever is led.
Walking through the forest, going to meet the piper, going to have to pay him, something like that.
That is a 28 for me.
28 stealth.
Okay.
9 stealth. Plus 10, yeah.
29.
Nice. I think on average, you've all kind of, you're statistically well over that that threshold. So, I mean, Torvald, your passive perception is 17. So even Hanny, I think, was on 19.
I rolled a 19 and then the Passive Without Trace.
Oh, it was 19 without, so it was 29 as well.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood. I thought that was 19 plus the 10. So, you know what I mean. Yeah, you're all kind of in those high 20s then. So, yeah, Torvald, you, as far as you're aware, everybody is following you because they are all in trance. Yeah. This is what you're all doing. You're going to the thing. You don't notice that they're particularly being sneaky about it, or even that you don't notice where they are anymore. Just that is how it is. And indeed, as you, Torvald, as you continue along this path, eventually kind of diverging from the brook and heading deeper west into the forest, you arrive at a glen. So in this glen, the forest has naturally cleared around a single obelisk-like rock in the center. Spreading out in different directions from this center are 8 paths. I'd like a survival roll from you. The other 3 of you, as you are following, now it's been far too long for Detect Magic to still be up, but I would say you're a Fey Wanderer Ranger, aren't you?
I'm a
Gloomstalker.
Horizon Walker.
Horizon Walker, that's the one. I knew it was one of those funky fresh ones. So yeah, you're very kind of in tune with the kind of the step of twilight and kind of the intermingling of different planes. Hence why you have indeed joined the Planar Bureau. You very clearly sense the moment when Torvald passes through one such planar barrier. You can still see him, but you know that the area he's walked into is a center, is an area of particular planar interest.
Planar switch. Changing right in front of us?
Impressive.
His eyes start flashing a little bit.
Can I use Detect Portal as well?
Mm-hmm.
Just for confirmation, once per short rest as an action, I can detect the distance direction of the closest planar portal within 1 mile of me.
Mm-hmm.
Just to sort of do the direct confirmation that's...
Yes, it is indeed as you suspect, a planar portal.
Planar nonsense, then. Well, you think it doesn't look that dissimilar. Looking at the skies, well, it doesn't look like the Fae, maybe, or
Yeah,
we traveled the
good
plains enough.
question. Can we, from our relative experience hopping, can we tell if it's a switch from the material plane that we're in to something more unique?
I think that given you've all kind of been working with the Planar Bureau for a while, without kind of such as Picket Scout has, without a specific ability that tells you yes, this, that, and the other, you would all have enough of a kind of base sense to be able to detect that sort of thing. So like it's not like you can identify, oh yes, it's exactly this kind of thing, and we've gone to this place and that, unless you have a ability that says otherwise. But you can all tell, yeah, this is something weird. There's a change going on here. Torvald's walked into something.
Cool. Well, I'll quickly put a warning portal detected sign up and then continue on.
Just before you do, I was like, we've got to be prepared, really. We have absolutely no idea what's on there. And especially if it's the Fae. Maybe Torvald's lost for a million years, as I give Pickett inspiration. I'm just like, hey, let's just prepare for our friend to once again be lost in time. So both you two, both Try and Pickett, currently have inspiration on them.
Nice.
Survival was a 16.
It was a 16, right? So yeah, with a 16, you have a fairly good, even in your kind of charmed state, you've been dimly aware that you've been traveling in the same direction this whole time, always westward. But standing in this clearing, you suddenly realize that you have no clue which way is west or which way is north. You are completely befuddled in this area, and similarly as Picket Scout, Trey, and Hanny all head onto the other side of the portal that you've detected. Any sense that you once had of a cardinal direction has become lost. But as you walk into this area, I think actually I'd like survival checks from everyone. So Torvald's 16 can carry.
Is my curse over? 22.
22. For the time being.
Ibion's doing the weird thing where it's rolling twice, so it's either a 6 or a 21. Sean, pick whichever's narratively better.
And we've already got a 22, so I think the good side of the scale is covered. I'm going to count your 6.
Absolutely.
Mike?
Sorry, what was I rolling? I zoned.
Survival.
Oh, survival.
Should be good for you.
You spoke F too soon. Ability check, I can use a inspiration on that, can't I?
Oh, yeah, you may.
You're on a D8.
Yes.
Yeah. That was not helpful. 12.
12. Okay.
Sorry, old man. Tragedy of the situation.
Don't worry, I'll give you a nat one later. It'll be fine.
So, with a 6, you head through this portal, and perhaps it's because you have been resisting the charm this whole time. There's something that maybe your friends have been inured to, but you are immediately disoriented, and just passing through that barrier just completely befuddled you. With a 12, you are less befuddled, but you do find yourself drawn to the natural beauty of the place. You're not charmed anymore, but it is still outstandingly beautiful. And you're particularly taken by the way that the light kind of dances across the ground as you move. Torvald, you've obviously already identified that you cannot identify the direction, but both you and Trey notice that as you move around this area, kind of walking around the obelisk in the center, as you step, the sun in the sky moves position, and it doesn't seem to be in line with any kind of timing as you would know it. It's, you step in one direction, it carries on across the sky in a way that you want, but then if you turn around, go the other direction, it goes back on itself, or it heads off in a slightly different direction. With your 22 Trey, you even notice that no matter where you stand in the glen, it never dips below the kind of tree line. It's always just above that horizon.
Is it kind of like when you go into one of those really old cathedrals where they have paintings of Jesus on the ceiling, and no matter where you stand, it is facing you?
Having not been in that position, because my skin seems to spontaneously burst into flames when I step foot in one of those places. I don't know why. Having not been in that situation, I'm going to say yes. That sounds distinctly like it. Sure.
Interesting.
What would you? You know what? You speak primordial, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Underpinning the piper's melody, which you will notice in this area is slightly crisper, a little bit cleaner sound. Underpinning it, you notice a very faint, kind of drum-like beat. Almost like a heartbeat, actually. Just this very kind of rhythmic sound. Which you realize is coming from the rock. And as you listen to it, you realize that it is actually primordial earth dialect, Terran. And the beat just over and over is just saying to be a rock and not to roll.
To be a rock and not to roll. A flat rock, maybe?
Or A flat, as you say, like music. But sorry, I'm on one wavelength at the moment. Do we have to flatten all the rocks, or what are you thinking? Try.
Perhaps.
Also, Torvald, I'll finish with Try, but Torvald, it's good to see you again. Anyway, yes, music.
Perhaps we need to flatten the obelisk. Or roll the obelisk?
The rock desires to roll. Yes.
Yes. Let us tip over this obelisk.
I shall help with the rolling of the rock.
Okay.
I shall provide moral support. As a short young man. Good luck to all of you big uns.
All right, Torvald, in your giganticized state, please roll me a strength check. I'll allow athletics if you've got proficiency.
Thank you. I have expertise.
You know what, as well. Torvald, you better not crush yourself, old man. It'll be terrible. Terrible. Have that inspiration.
Thank you.
I'm in a good mood today.
Well, off an initial roll of a 4, that's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20, indeed. How could you fail? You could not, indeed. You almost single-handedly, but you don't want to drop it on anyone, so you do kind of steady with one hand, but you lift this obelisk up. It is heavy, like any one of your companions would have struggled, but you do notice written on the bottom, it appears to be an elvish script of some sort, just the words, "A new day will dawn for those who stand long."
supposed to stand here a long time till the day? I am confused by this.
That is very strange, as time does not seem to be passing in a linear format, judging by the sun. Maybe it is a game of statues, and if we stay here long enough, the natural cycle of night and day will come back.
If
You-
one of us starts walking, does the sun move for everyone?
So, if you all stand still, the sun does seem to progress slowly on its own. But as soon as one of you stops walking, it resets to back where it was when you'd set foot in that space in the first place.
Before we begin standing still to progress time, maybe we should actually roll this obelisk now that you have picked it up, Torvald.
Where would you like it rolled?
Just in a line.
Just
Okay.
that way.
I shall endeavor to shove obelisk.
Okay. I think you've already rolled, but you've also rolled not the best you could. So yeah, go on, make another athletics. What's the worst that could happen? Tom gets another
25.
inspiration. 25.
Ooh.
If my maths is correct, that was only a roll of a 9 as well. Oh no, because you added.
I've got giant stuff.
Okay. Yeah, with the 25, you kind of roll this obelisk and obviously kind of side on, and just in Terran Trey, you just hear whee, but nothing else happens.
Well, I believe the obelisk at least enjoyed the experience.
Well, if we take nothing away else today, that's something. We provided a bit of fun to a big old rock.
Is it rock or is thing in rock?
I would like to
Yeah.
talk to the obelisk and just say, "Hello, are you in there?"
I'm kind of sad that you didn't say hello. Is anybody in there?
Oh, hello, is it me you're looking for?
Hello from the outside.
It's good to be back.
Sorry, Evie.
I have no music knowledge.
When you kind of greet the rock in presumably in primordial, it does go, "Oh, I'm not in there. I am there."
Good news, friends! The rock is alive!
Yes, rock can never die.
Yes.
Rock is very tenacious.
Mm.
Definitely.
Hello, rock friend. Can you tell us where we are?
You're in the domain of the May Queen.
Okay. And will she let us go?
Have you done anything that would make her want to keep you?
I do not believe so, but we were compelled to come here by some sort of charm.
Maybe she's called you here to do a thing for her.
Oh, do you think it will be a pleasant task?
Probably not.
Is she mean?
No. But if it was a nice thing, she'd probably do it herself.
That is fair enough. Would you like another roll?
Yes, please.
Torvald, would you roll the rock again?
It would be a pleasure to
Roll your
rock
athletics.
roll. That's an 18.
18. Yeah, like slightly harder when you're not already holding the rock, but you do, and again, Trey, you just hear whee.
I love this rock.
You're right, we should take it with us.
Yes.
Welcome to the Bureau.
Would you like to come on journey?
Fifth party member, rock.
Rock.
Sure.
Hmm.
It might be a stupid idea, but I am going to ask the rock if it would like to come with us, because I can use it as an improvised weapon. If it would like to, I will give it that option.
Consent.
Would you like to join the adventure?
I've never been on an adventure. Yes, please.
I will use you to smite great evil.
Yeah, I don't like evil.
Yes, exactly so. Evil is natural enemy of rock. Okay, let us go.
Squinting go, wait, he speaks primordial as well? What a turn for the books.
I speak rock.
The rock had took an elective class in Goliath.
It makes sense.
I'm assuming you speak
School.
giant.
I
At
did
the School
try.
of Rock. Jack Black confirmed for the Roll Together universe.
He's out there somewhere.
Yeah.
We're quartzing disaster at this point.
Hey.
What else is on the slate? So what's the plan? What are you doing?
So when we start wandering around, the sun resets. We probably need to. If we're trying to talk about dawn, we're probably going to need to try and get it reset and then just wait there. But I bloody love puzzles. This is great. This is why it's so much fun going out with you chaps. Huh.
Never fail to learn.
Exactly.
With
Every day is a school.
peoples like this. Very good. And rock. New best friend,
and-
rock.
I can stand still for a very long time. Would you like to have a competition?
A rock
Sounds
off.
like fun.
A rock off.
Okay.
So you're all playing musical statues, but in reverse because the music's playing and you're standing still. Yeah, as you all stand still, you notice from kind of your each distinct positions. Obviously, the sun starts in slightly different locations for you all, but as you stand still, the sun does indeed kind of start to dip down below the horizon line until eventually you are limed in the dim light of twilight. And as the sun disappears entirely, there is an echoing burst of laughter throughout the forest before it again dawns on the other side of the forest. Your shadows all line up, pointing down a particular path.
There we go.
Really clever stuff. Beckett, do you want to make sure it's safe for us, that we don't trip over anything?
You know what? After all this, let's just go. And then,
This is a day for firsts.
yeah, and then I feel like Pickett immediately trips over.
And at this point, you're kind of you realise that going down this path, the piper's melody does. It's kind of so all encompassing at this point that you hear you feel it more than you hear it. It's kind of deep in your chest. And as you wander down this route, I think Torvald and Pickett Scout, you are going to you would certainly be the first to notice it, and it may take Trey and Hanny a little bit longer to pick up. But you realise that the trees around you are growing more and more bleached of colour, until eventually, and it's a little bit more starkly obvious that Trey and Hanny pick it up. Eventually, you realise that you are surrounded by trees of pure white foliage and golden bark.
All the leaves are brown.
Well, gold, but close enough.
Golden brown, texture like sun.
Exactly. Very odd.
Yes.
Anyone recognize this type of tree, or?
Let me scan my memory banks.
Nature check, please.
Wait, why isn't? Wait, no, the ranger should be doing this. I have -1.
Nature checks all round if you wish, and you can obviously add your bardic to this.
I will.
Can the rock make a check being from nature?
Tree.
I shall call you Balboa.
22 somehow with the bardic
Nice.
inspiration.
Nice.
6.
Oh dear. I mean, I think this probably speaks more to the fact that you're coming at it from a very much natural, like, a ranger perspective. So yeah, you're 6. You're like, I have no idea what this is. Trees shouldn't be this color. Certainly not all the way up.
Yeah, I'm starting to. Is this might not be safe? Is it toxic? Could be toxic. Maybe radioactive. I'm not sure what radioactive is, but it could be that.
Could be poison running through your veins. Trey, on the other hand, you have kind of done a full scan and come at it from a much more analytical, scientific standpoint, and you feel like you've seen something like this before. It's almost like the trees have not. These aren't their natural state, but they have gone through a stage of aurification, if such a thing is possible. Like it looks like they're not made of wood. They're made more of like a metal, like a shiny metal. As you do follow these trees along, you eventually come upon another clearing. You can see in the middle of this clearing there is a single tree stump, tree that has been chopped down at roughly a couple of foot of it left. And kneeling in the center of this clearing, about 20 foot away from you, and limed in white light, her back to you, is Paige James. You notice that around her, the grass, any fallen leaves, they are shining in the light that reminds you only of the way that gold glints. She slowly stands, and as she turns to you, you see that she's holding a songbird. But as she drops it to the ground, unmoving, you see that it as well appears to be made of solid gold. And as she uses her hand to push herself up off the ground, you notice that the blades of grass stiffen and start to gleam. Would everybody please roll initiative?
Gasp.
Who'da thunk?
Bat in our game.
I'm going to do this the old-fashioned way, and I'm going to ask, once everybody's had a chance to do that, did anybody roll over a 20?
22.
I got a 20 dead on, but with no bonus, so it's the best I could do.
Okay. So we have Hanny, followed by Torvald. Did anybody roll between a 15 and a 20? Did anyone roll between a 10 and a 15? Interesting. Okay. Did anybody roll between a 5 and a 10?
7.
Evie, what did you roll?
Nat 1 for a 3.
Thank you.
This isn't
What's that like?
natural.
Now you're appreciating Tom's fey nature. I'm like, I'm taking your fate.
This is where this is why we don't touch the sacred dice jail.
Oh, never again.
Great. Right. Well, yeah. As the old woman turns to you, and you can see that she seems to be possessed of some strange, otherworldly presence. Her eyes, you can only see the whites. Annie, what would you like to do?
Again, I'm slightly sort of magic slightly crackling in my fingers, but I'm like, always have to be a gentleman. Good to see you again. I assume the version of you back in the other realm, that's some sort of doppelganger, or I mean, we'd hate to come to blows at this point. And also, we have to share a lovely cup of tea at some point. So how about you just sit down back on that log and we can talk this through before it comes to blows. How's that sound, miss?
She looks at you with almost... There's almost no recognition in her eyes. But she does just... Under her breath, almost, she's whispering, "All that glitters is gold."
Interesting. Very, very interesting. Looking at the others going, okay, I think this is probably coming to fisticuffs, but, what the hell? I know you don't recognize me, but I'm sure if you ever did make us a cup of tea, it would be an utter shit one. Vicious mockery.
Oof. Mocking a lady for tea making. What sort of save is that?
I'm a gentleman, and that's why it's so appalling. That is a wisdom.
I don't think any modifier is going to save me from a 7 on the dice, and I would be correct.
That didn't feel good to me, and I suppose it doesn't feel good to you for 7 psychic.
7 psychic damage.
And also disadvantage on the next attack.
Disadvantage on the next attack. Very nice. Okay. Is that everything on your turn?
If you just give me un momento. Bonus. At the moment, yes.
Okay.
Actually, has everyone got their... Has everyone got... I'm going to keep this. Has everyone got Bardic at the moment?
I've used mine.
Definitely use mine.
Okay. I'm just like, well, considering the way that my fate's going, you know what? Hey, Torvald, I was pretty beastly to you earlier, did some kicking. And so this horrible little hag here, she's going to turn us into terrible gold statues, and we're going to be stuck here for the rest of our lives. Boom. Go with it. Go with it, old man. Go with it. Yeah, see.
Fantastic. And if that's everything on your turn,
that's everything.
Then we move handily over to Torvald.
Well, it's time to asterisk this obelisk. I think, for the sake of the spirit of the game, it's time for this rock to roll. How far away is the adversary?
She's about 20 foot.
Perfect. Well, I'm going to try and launch the obelisk along the ground, rolling at her in such a way as to try and knock her off her feet or crush her. And it is up to you what rolls you want me to make, what form you want that to take. I do have proficiency in improvised weapons.
Well, I think probably the fairest thing to do would be to call it a strength-based attack. So whatever you've got with proficiency.
Yes. It is time for the rock to roll.
I think given that it is a big fuck-off rock, you can roll a d12 in damage.
Like,
oh, you know what? 2 d6s.
I always wanted sentient weapon. So that'll be a 5 off the 2 d6s.
Okay. Oh, what was your to hit?
Dirty 20.
Yeah, easy. So a 5 off of the 2d6s. And in Primordial Tray, again, you do heal.
Closing in to make my second attack. This will be an unarmed strike. I'm not gonna be trying to wield anything at this point. So 29.
29 will hit. Roll me your damage.
That's 10 points of bludgeoning. Counts as magic.
Nice.
Because of unarmed thing. And a bonus action, I'm going to try and grapple her.
Of course, the signature Torvald move.
He loves to grapple.
Grant, yeah, could you make me a grapple check? It's
31.
contested strength, isn't it? I'm going to roll. I don't see the point.
Go on, little old lady. You can do it.
I thought Torvald was leveled down
Yes.
to be less effective.
Legends never die.
Torvald was never that effective, ever. It's the only time a grapple might have worked.
I think Torvald's probably forgotten how to do some of the slicker things, but is still a pile of muscle.
Not to say he's min-maxed to shit, but if you look at this sheet, there's a lot of minuses on him.
Yeah, I mean, couldn't, make his way out of a paper bag while charmed, but, pretty handy in a fight.
Hmm.
Yeah, absolutely fine. You have grappled this old lady.
Amazing. Action surge.
Mhm.
One more unarmed. Yeah, just unarmed strikes, I guess. Just holding her steady for my
Bonk, bonk, bonk.
friends and companions.
Absolutely fine.
Can you use inspiration on attack rolls?
I'm not sure if you can with every type of
Yes.
bard. You can?
For,
There you go.
Ability, attack, or saving throw.
Amazing.
I wasn't sure if it was a creation bard thing, but yeah.
That'd be
Go
a
for gold.
17 to hit.
Ooh.
17 hits, yes.
Okay. Cooking with some gas. 15 damage.
Nice.
And again. That won't, I don't think. That's a 13.
No, that won't,
That's fine.
unfortunately.
I will flavor that as just flexing.
Yeah. Kind of
Stunning.
flex the wrong muscle because you realize that you're so large now you can actually just grip her in one arm and the flexing of the other muscle doesn't connect.
My triceps. Companions, it is your turn. Do things. Ow.
Nothing else on your turn?
No, that's it. But she is immobile, grappled.
Immobile. She can still use her actions, but she needs to use her.
Everything. Yeah, just no movement. Movement is 0.
That's absolutely fine. It is her turn next, unfortunately, as Picket Scout and Trey rolled fairly abysmally, and she rolled fairly averagely. On her turn, up until this point, while grappling her, you've been able to avoid touching her hands, but grappling her as you are, you are unable to avoid it as her hand does just touch your arm, and you can feel this kind of horrifying process attempting to take hold. Could you please make me a Constitution saving throw?
Yes. I'm gonna regret spending that inspiration, aren't I? 15.
15 is just okay.
Oh.
So you can feel kind of your muscles stiffening up, but you manage to pull on a well source within yourself and manage to hold it at bay this time.
Not while my friends still need me.
But that is everything that she's going to do on her turn. So we move on down the line to Picket Fence. Picket Scout. I've written Picket Fence.
No, picket fence.
Cannon.
I'm in an old lady mindset. That's what it is.
That's his name on like the forums back at work.
I was going to say twin brother, but
Yeah, I'm convinced nobody knows that it's like nobody knows it's me that's like constantly complaining about everything. I guess at this point, I will slowly start walking and pull out my quarterstaff. I recall. I have not prepared myself a quarterstaff. It'll be.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I don't have disadvantage with them being grappled, do I?
No.
No.
Oh, cool. I'll
If
stay.
anything, does it grant advantage because they can't move?
Only if
I think
prone.
it's one of. Yeah. Is it? Is it advantage or is it one of the ones that's just because I forever get
it's just a hold in.
It's just a if they're still on their feet and not prone, then it's just a flat roll.
Yeah.
But they will have disadvantage on, I think it's Dex saves or something. It's a very specific.
Yeah, they can't roll out of the way, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's any easier to make it through their defense.
I'll pull my bow, and the bow sort of begins to like glow, fluorescent purple and sort of similar colors to most portals that we sort of travel through. And he goes, when traveling through portals, please make sure to keep your hands and your body parts to yourself when passing through safely. Or this might happen. And I will use my Planar Warrior bonus action to take some of the energy from the portal that's behind us, and it seeps into the bow, and I will shoot it twice.
Nice. Roll me your attacks.
That is a 21 to hit. And
21 hits. One arrow thunks into the...
One.
A natural one.
So there you go, Henny. I said I'd give you one at some point.
Much appreciated, old fellow.
I think that first hit, like, it was on target, but uncomfortably close to potentially grazing Torvald. So the next one, you kind of tried to be a bit more careful, and it just fluffed it. It ricochets off of the songbird and flies into a tree.
Yep, dig it. So for the first attack that does hit, that is 15 points of force damage.
Nice. That is tasty. Lovely.
Yeah, and with that second, that's my bonus action burn as well. I am going to stay in a nice, comfortable position, well away from the danger. And as a free action, I'm going to place a sign that says "Combat in Progress." Stay back.
I'll allow it. So I'm imagining it's almost part of you drawing your bow and presumably quiver. Like your quiver actually just has a sign on it. It's just like
warning: combat in progress.
Yeah.
Trip hazard, old man. You need a sign for the sign.
Lovely. Right. Well, if that's everything on your turn, then we move to Trey.
Cool. Before doing anything, I'm talking to free action. I'm just going to say to the old lady, gold, you say? I'm already 12% gold. Clang, clang. As I begin to knock her about a little bit. I'm going to use a key point to make flurry of blows. How many ones will I get? No ones. No ones. Okay, so I got nothing below a 15.
Nothing below a 15 on how many rolls?
4.
Right. 15 is what you need, so...
Sweet. Okay. Let me do this. Okay. Ooh, okay. That's very nice. 10, 15, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35 bludgeoning damage, and it counts as magical.
Monk maths.
The moment Evie starts counting, you're just like, here we go.
Is that actions and bonuses, the attacks?
That's just both of my attacks. So my action, flurry of blows. Flurry of blows is bonus action. Yeah.
Okay. So movement. Are you going to stay where you are in what I'm going to ominously say touching distance?
Can she? You know what? I've got a bunch of hit points right now. I'm mostly gold anyway. She can come at me if she wants.
Okay. Definitely makes
Right.
it more interesting. All right, well, if that's everything on your turn, it's back to the top of the round, and Hanny.
Hello. Right. Okay. Let's have a look. So, people turning into gold. Very, very tragic. Very exciting. I tell you what. I do feel apologetic for my previous words. Very rude. Very unkind. You, madam, are a shining golden goddess and must be appreciated as so. I cast fairy fire.
Interesting.
So that is that's Dex, which I believe she has disadvantage at. because
She
she's-
does not. Grapple is not. Is only for movement. I checked. I don't want to overplay it. Sorry.
Well,
You didn't lie.
let's see how we get on with it anyway, because I haven't had to roll all game because you lot have been doing it for me, and
One would hope that old woman is not naturally too dexterous.
one would hope correctly. Yeah, I don't think that a 9 is going to do it.
It does not. As beautiful, like golden light shines, and I'm like, there you go, fellows. Let's get this done quickly, and then we can go home and have that tea that we keep talking about. Okay, so yeah, that's as I stay back. I'm like, so that's concentration, that's advantage, bonus.
You do notice as she starts
I tell
to
you
kind of glow with this gold light, she starts to whisper to herself, "Everything still turns to gold."
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, I'm going to put that in the next one of my songs. Going to make millions. Tell you what, try. You watch yourself, old chap, and make sure she doesn't grab you. As you too will be a shiny golden, well, whatever. Just mutters to himself. I cast Bardic.
Ew. I like
Nice.
how you're calling me Try.
Yeah, that's your name, right?
Sure.
Try, Trey. Try hard, huh?
Cousin to conversion.
I think you've all approached this party with the kind of confidence of people who have been working together for a long time, but who got each other's names wrong on the first day, and it's gone on too long.
Yeah. It's my good friends, Picket
Honey.
Fence, Honey, and Try.
Yeah. He plays it off as it's nicknames. It's like he doesn't know what's going on.
We're all just too polite to correct each other.
Wouldn't it be a tragedy if you ever corrected me, eh?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be embarrassing? Huh?
That'd be a social nat one.
Huh?
Moving on, I think that makes it Torvald's turn.
Okay, at the start of the turn, I'm just gonna squeeze and do a D4 of bludgeoning,
Mhm.
which is a massive 1 point of damage.
Little helps.
Glad we were
Anyone.
here for that. And then just use my various unarmed. I think it just elbows to the face.
Just a noogie,
At this
power
point.
noogie
Couple of
advantage.
attacks.
with advantage
So, yeah.
because of fairy fire.
Oh yeah, I might never know. Might get a crit.
Exactly. Might
very
get a double that one.
Very close. That was a 30, which isn't a crit.
Okay.
And then second attack is 21.
Yeah, it still hits.
So altogether, that is 27 points plus the one from the beginning. And I'm just gonna, take one for the team. I don't want. I want to be the main target if any stuff's being thrown about. It's like, you will not touch my friends, and that is it. For old Sati.
So you just kind of stepping back a bit to take them out of Trey's.
Yeah. I'm just dragging them along.
Yeah, absolutely
I think
fine.
I do it half movement speed.
Yeah, I mean it's enough to get them out of the radius as far as you know.
Out of the melee.
Okie dokie. Yeah, right. Well, if that's everything on your turn, it is indeed back to Paige, and Paige is going to do the same thing. You feel kind of both hands this time, just gripping onto your forearm. Could you please make me a Constitution saving throw?
That one.
A natural one.
Mhm. for a 5.
Are we setting some sort of record here?
We've got to be. Somebody go back and start counting from the top. In fact, Editor Kobolds, sorry, this is your job. You've got to go back to the start and do a count, and that one count.
Must be near double figures
If
by
you're
now.
going to roll badly, you might as well roll very badly when Hanny's around. To be fair, if Torval gets turned into a tree, that is a tragedy.
It's gonna be if Hanny comes back again in any other campaign. It's just an unwritten rule. Everybody else automatically is cursed to supply Hanny with inspiration.
This is the tragedy. He is one of life's great survivors, but a singular survivor. In the war, everyone else is dying in the trenches. He's like, oh, bloody hell.
And speaking of curses, because you failed the roll by more than 5 below the DC, you are instantly turned into a golden statue.
It's gonna be tree.
And she kind of uses the rest of her turn to wriggle out of your grip.
Fair enough. I am incapacitado.
Right, so.
I have safety concerns.
But that is everything that she does on her turn. So it took all of her movement to wriggle free of your golden grip.
So I wanted to take one for the team and take one for the team I have.
Certainly.
It's the case with this character. You're constantly saving your friends. It's the tragedy.
And constantly being turned into statues.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing new.
One time I was just stuff. This is nothing.
That's everything on her turn, though. So we now move on to Pit Scout.
Right, well, I guess it's my turn to take up the mantle of trying to keep her pinned, and I will bonus action ensnaring strike.
Nice.
So I'll burn that, and then I've got it. As long as I hit, I get to use it. And then, it's it's basically like caution ribbon that swirls around the arrowhead. So I'll shoot my arrow. Let's see what happens. Oh, 14 to hit?
14 does not hit.
Okay, we'll try again. Luckily, it only burns when I hit. If I can. Oh, 27 to hit.
27 will hit.
Okay, so can you make me a strength saving throw, please?
Oh, I would love to.
And that is 10 damage, piercing.
Right, strength saving throw.
Yes, please.
It's all down to the dice because I don't have a modifier. 16.
Oh! Yeah, you save.
I think Paige, it kind of, it hits. It still does damage, I'm guessing.
The actual, it only does damage if you fail.
Oh, so the first one should have done damage. No, because the first one didn't hit at all. Okay. Hang on. So because I passed the save, right? Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's
so
late.
yeah, the actual arrow still did its damage, but the when the spell goes off, it's only on a hit.
That was what I was angling for. What was the arrow damage?
It was 10 piercing for the actual arrow.
Okay.
But yeah, the spell only does damage if you fail.
Okay.
So all or nothing.
Yeah, so I think it does embed in her shoulder, but it almost kind of just instantly turns into gold and is almost just becomes part of her. She barely seems to notice.
My caution ribbon
doesn't follow the rules. She doesn't. I bet she doesn't even wash her hands when she's finished in the bathroom.
That's it.
Hideous.
That is not sanitary.
Anything else on your turn?
Just gipping at that comment.
Tragedy of spreading infections.
In that case, we move to Trey at the bottom of the round.
Cool. I guess I will. Okay, so what I'll do first is I'll do my 2 attacks and put one of them in a stunning strike, just to see if that helps at all. Okay. Nothing under a 19 for my 2 hits.
Oh, if they're both 19s, then yeah, they both hit.
Excellent. Can she please make me a con saving throw?
A con saving throw. Do you have to roll the damage as well?
Yes, I'm doing that.
Okay. Oh, well, that is a 6.
That fails. Okay, cool. She is stunned until the end of my next turn.
Very nice.
Nice.
Okay, sorry, adding out. That was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's 17 damage on those attacks.
17 damage on the attacks.
Yes, and how is she looking?
Well, as you kind of punched her and stunned her, she did appear to freeze up. Like her movements became very sluggish, and then as you pelted her with more attacks, you seem to have switched her lights off. So how do you do this?
Ooh.
How do I punch an old woman to death? In the least cancelable way possible.
I would say that
Good God, to try.
Off camera.
She's 82.
As you all kind of look on, you notice that the more damage she's taken, actually the more translucent she's gotten. So she's gotten more and more ethereal with every hit. So it's not so much you beating an old lady to a pulp, so much as forcing her to kind of take on her true spectral form. And as the final blow lands, and she's almost entirely transparent, but still kind of limed in this golden light, you hear the sound of a chord just booming around from the sky, and a beam of light erupts from the clouds, descending upon a ray of light. You see an Azamar, resplendent white wings just descend completely naked from the skies, and towards Paige, who looks towards the angel, and there's a kind of a look of relief and almost resignation, recognition for what's going to happen to her in this place. They walk towards the tree, the tree stump, which you blink, and suddenly a trick of the light, it has been replicated up into the clouds infinitely, and you see her turn to you. She pats her pockets sheepishly and says, "Seems that I must pay the piper. Might I trouble you for my 2 coins?
I was keeping them safe for you, my dear. Blessings upon you and fair travels."
You drop the 2 coins into her palm, and she passes them to the angel, who puts his arm around her, and they start to ascend this stairway to heaven.
Audience.
Now, we do have a little bit of an order of business. Does anybody have a way of de-goldifying Torvald?
Would dispel magic work?
I think that would probably suffice, yeah.
You two talk among yourselves. Pipe in mouth, like, right. And then they put you in the town hall. And the terrible thing is, old fellow, then you start donating your eyes, which are gems, and they strip bits of it. It's a terrible tragedy. And then eventually they throw the entire body away. Very, very sad. Dispel magic.
Whoa. What did I miss?
Absolutely nothing. You didn't miss any celestial hosts or the fact you missed out on that. Now
That is a shame. I
is a
would
tragedy.
like to have something to tell Tina for next book, but whatever.
I think as much as Hanny is kind of narrating over this, you do with your supremely high passive perception, you do notice the kind of closing as the tree stump, and actually you clock as well that you finally see the source of the pipe music, a satyr just sat to one side playing hornpipes, who gives you a nod and then shoots off. But yeah, that's everything. So it just leaves me to say thank you everyone for joining us for tonight's game, which we hope you enjoyed watching as much as we all enjoyed playing. If you liked tonight, you'll be glad to hear that we play D&D every Monday and Tuesday from 6 p.m. in UK time. And you can also join us on Friday, again from 6 p.m. UK time, for Talk Together, or Talking is a Free Action. All of our shows are streamed at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg, and you can find all of our content archived at youtube.com/rolltogetherrpg. There are also podcast versions of all of our shows available everywhere. Just search for Roll Together RPG. We want to say a massive thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. There'll be a link in chat now. Thank you, Kobolds. So please do join them because every penny helps us to make all of this fantastic content that we do. And also a big thanks to all of our sponsors and supporters. And don't forget, we are all over social media as Roll Together RPG. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.